All right, boys and girls. So this week we are going to be talking in social studies um, about who our leaders are. And I'm going to read to you a story called Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson was a famous baseball player, but why was he considered a leader? You don't know? Okay, so I'm going to read for about 20 minutes with you guys. And then we are going to read, then you're going to break into groups. And these are different groups. These are social studies groups. You're going to break into groups and you're going to do an activity based on Jackie Robinson. Okay? All right. Right. So I'm going to share my screen with you right now, and we're going to read the story together. Okay. So this is Jackie Robinson. It's written by S.E. Virgilio. It's written by S.E. Virgilio, and it's a Reading A to Z book. Okay. How did Jackie Robinson change history? How do you think? Now, some of you might know about the history of the world and in the United States. And what do you see that's different in this picture? Okay. So the Ebbets Field stands were full on April 15, 1947. Brooklyn Dodger Jackie Robinson picked up his baseball bat. The crowd watched as the only African American in Major League Baseball walked to the plate. Insults rang out from the other team's dugout. The Dodgers general manager, Branch Rickey, had warned him this would happen. The words hurt, but Robinson had promised not to respond. He would play ball and let his bat do the talking. Many people took note of the great courage Jackie Robinson showed that day. His courage would make him a baseball legend and champion for equal rights. Wow. How? What kinds of words were being said? Jack Roosevelt Robinson was born on January 31, 1919, the youngest of 5 children in a poor Georgia family. The Robinson family moved to California when Jackie was a boy. There he became known as a talented athlete in not one, but several sports. What's an athlete? Who could tell me what an athlete is? Okay. Jackie Robinson attended the University of California at Los Angeles in UCLA. He was a star on the school's football, track, basketball, and baseball teams. Robinson was the first student in the school's history to win special awards in 4 sports in a single year. In spite of this success, Robinson did not graduate from UCLA. The Robinsons had little money. He left school in 1941 to help support his family. So you see here, you think, well, Miss Marissa, there's no football here. There's no football. I don't see a football here. You're right. The football that they're talking about here is American football. So American football right here. All right. That is something that they play in the United States. It's called American football. All right. So I kind of wanted to share that. So taking a stand, Robinson played semi-professional football after college, soccer, football. Then in December 1941, the United States entered World War II. Like many young men at the time, Robinson was called up to serve in the U.S. Army. Robinson served at Fort Hood, Texas. One day in 1944, he and a group of soldiers got on the Army bus. The bus was segregated. What does that mean? White soldiers sat in the front and black soldiers sat in the back. Yet, is that fair? Yet Robinson knew he was no less a soldier than the white men. He refused and ordered to move to the back of the bus. For this, he was arrested. The army wanted to punish Robinson, but many people defended him. He was a good soldier who had only stood up for what was right. In the end, he was found out not guilty. You're hired! After this time in the Army, Robinson worked at Texas College coaching basketball. In 1945, he received a letter from the Kansas City Monarchs, a professional baseball team. They offered Robinson a contract to play with them for $400 a month. Back then, that was a lot of money. The Monarchs were part of the Negro Leagues. At the time, baseball was segregated. White and black athletes played in separate leagues. Robinson signed on to play for the Monarchs, thinking it might be a way to someday get into the all-white major leagues. So back then, even the baseball teams had black teams and white teams. Is it fair? Robinson showed everyone he was a skilled player. He caught the eye of Branch Rickey, general manager of the Brooklyn Dodgers. Rickey felt that there should not be separate baseball leagues based on race. Instead, as he put it, professional baseball should be colorblind. He wanted the Dodgers to sign a player from the Negro Leagues, a first attempt to integrate Major League Baseball. Rickey knew that this player would not only have to be a great athlete, he would also have to show strong character in the face of abuse. In 1945, Rickey met with Robinson. Rickey offered to hire him on one condition. Robinson could not respond to any prejudice against him because of his race. So big words in there. Integrate means to put together. Like sometimes we study social studies and English time or math and science time. Okay, we're integrating. We're putting them together. All right? Okay. A team of plenty of times I wanted to haul off when somebody insults me the color of my skin, but I had to hold to myself. I knew it was kind of an experiment. The whole thing was bigger than me, says Jackie Robinson. I cannot face my God much longer knowing that his black creatures are held separate and distinct from his white creatures in the game that has given me all that I can call my own, says Branch Rickey. Robinson was at first very surprised. How could this man expect him not to fight back against prejudice? Rickey explained that the best way to fight back would be to play well. Robinson would show us just how good he was. Number 42 takes the field. On October 23, 1945, Jackie Robinson signed on to play for the Dodgers minor leaguer team. Spring training for the team was held in Florida. There, Robinson had a taste of what he would face as MLB's, Major League Baseball's, first African American player. He could not stay in the same hotels as the rest of the team. Other minor league teams refused to play because of Robinson. Opposing pitchers threw the ball at him. Even some of his teammates didn't want to play with him. Just because he's black? Is that right? punishing pitches. In his career, Robinson was hit by 72 pitches. The pitchers threw the ball at him. He was hit on purpose because he was black, which ranks him at 225 in the top 1,000 major league players hit by pitches. How many of those hits were intentional is anybody's guess. None of this abuse stopped Robinson. He played well enough to move up to the Dodgers the next year, wearing number 42. Jackie Robinson took the field on April 15, 1947, before a crowd of more than 26,000 spectators. The Dodgers earned a victory that day, not only for the Boston Braves, but also over prejudice against African Americans. So here's a picture of Robinson and Dodgers team captain Pee Wee Reese smile after both hit home runs to help win Game 1 of the 1952 World Series. As teammates, they became close friends, and they remained so for the rest of their lives. Another great steal! Jackie Robinson stole 197 bases in his MLB career. That's a lot. In 1955, Robinson made one of the greatest steals in baseball history. Leo Lennox was there. My father and I went to Game 1 of the 1955 World Series against the New York Yankees. In the 8th inning, Robinson was on third base. We saw him take a big lead and then head for home. The catcher was waiting for the ball as Robinson approached. The crowd was roaring. Robinson went into his slide, and the catcher reached for the tag. Safe, called the umpire. Robinson did it. He stole home. Robinson also went on to have a great career. He was chosen Rookie of the Year in 1947. In 1949, he was voted as the most valuable player, the MVP in the league. Robinson was a fast runner who led the league in stolen bases. He helped the Dodgers win 6 league championships and a World Series victory. In 1962, he became the first African American to enter the Baseball Hall of Fame. Wow, what a career. His day. In 1972, the Dodgers retired his uniform number 42 to honor Jackie Robinson. No other Dodger could use that number. And in 1997, the number 42 was permanently retired from all Major League Baseball teams. The only time the number 42 is worn is on April 15, the day of Robinson's first game in the major leagues. On that day, every player's uniform bears the number 42 in memory of the legendary Jackie Robinson. The Los Angeles Angels and Oakland Athletics both wear number 42 jerseys during an 11-inning game on April 15, 2014. President Barack Obama used Robinson's jersey during a tour of the Baseball Hall of Fame. So, wow, that's an honor. That means that no other player in the whole baseball league wears this number except on April 15th. That's pretty amazing. Wow. So beyond baseball, after retiring from baseball in 1957, Robinson joined the coffee maker and fast food chain Chock Full of Nuts. In doing so, he became the first Black vice president of a U.S. national company. And in 1964, he co-founded the Freedom National Bank, which grew to be one of the largest Black-owned banks in the United States. Again, you hear, it's all Black-owned. Okay, just so that. 6 years later, he launched a construction company. Robinson also became a civil rights leader who continued to work for equality for all people. He died in 1972 from heart problems and diabetes complications. Today in the United States, people of color have more opportunities in the world of sports than ever before. We all have number 42 to thank for that. So it says Robinson works at his desk in January 1962. He knew that the power of money could bring about positive social change. In his autobiography, he wrote, "Green power could reinforce black power." And that's the end, guys. Okay, so now I've read to you, and that was 20 minutes. It was actually supposed to be 15. No, it was 15 minutes. Okay, and now it's your turn to read. So I've assigned two groups the books that are a little bit easier than that one to read with each other. And how do you read with each other? First, like if we were talking about Aslan and Satora and Muhammad, if they were in a group together, Aslan would read first, like a couple of paragraphs or a page, then Satora would read, and then Muhammad Amin would read. Okay? So this talks about how shared reading is happening. Not just one person reads, like Miss Marissa just did. You're going to read together the same story, but a little bit easier than what Marissa just read. Okay? And then our other group, who is our other team, they will work on their phonics so that they can become really great readers someday. Okay? All right, boys and girls, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now. Bye.